The void of space stretched endlessly, silent and unforgiving, until a faint shimmer broke the darkness. A lone scout ship, sleek and almost invisible, glided into orbit around a small blue planet. The crew inside didn't speak. Communication was a stream of neural pulses. Earth, so primitive, so insignificant, at least at first glance, was about to reveal its secrets. Commander Veyron leaned forward, his eyes scanning the holographic displays. Data on this planet is incomplete. Minimal technology, primitive structures. No signs of interstellar capability, he said, the words echoing in the cold metallic chamber. His voice carried the weight of centuries of conquest. Yet the archives hint at unusual activity. The alien scientist beside him, Jolene, tapped a slender limb against a panel. Unusual, yes. But the anomalies are small. Insects, rodents, birds. Nothing that should warrant a full observation mission. Veyron's mandibles clicked, a sign of irritation in his species. Small? Look closer, Jolene. Even the smallest organisms can carry power far beyond their size. Sometimes, the deadliest weapons are overlooked. Outside the ship, cameras swept across forests, deserts, oceans, and cities. The sensors catalogued animals in their natural environments. A colony of ants constructing intricate tunnels, a lone wolf sniffing the edge of a human settlement, a wasp hovering with deadly precision above a honeybee hive. Each motion, each instinct, was logged and analyzed. Jolene frowned. These are primitive life forms. What makes them dangerous? Veyron rotated a sphere of light in his hand, showing the neural and muscular systems of a rat. Observe. Adaptability. Speed. Problem-solving. Coordination. This species has survived every environmental hazard, outsmarted predators, and exploited human systems. In their chaos, there is strategy. In their simplicity, efficiency. The scientist's compound eyes blinked in disbelief. A rat. That is remarkable. But a weapon. Veyron's gaze hardened. Not just a weapon. A blueprint for one. A sudden alert cut through the silence. A school of dolphins evading sonar pulses with fluid grace, their movements too synchronized to be random. On land, a pride of lions executed coordinated hunting strategies that the aliens' tactical simulations had failed to predict. Even the skies were not safe. Crows carried tools, solved problems, and communicated complex ideas between themselves. Jolene's exoskeleton twitched nervously. Commander, their behavior, adaptive, intelligent, unpredictable, could outmatch some of our drones. Exactly, Veyron said, and we have barely scratched the surface. Every creature, no matter how small, is a potential weapon. Every instinct, a tactical advantage. This planet, underestimated, overlooked, is a laboratory of lethal innovation. The ship's sensors suddenly highlighted a swarm of locusts, moving in perfect unison across a desert. The energy readings were low, yet the destructive potential was catastrophic. Even insects, Veyron murmured, could wipe out entire cities if given the right circumstances. Jolene felt a shiver in his neural core. Are you suggesting we study them? Train them? Veyron's mandibles clicked decisively. No. We observe first. We catalogue. We understand. Then we decide. The alien ship drifted closer to Earth, invisible in orbit, as night fell across a small human city. Streetlights flickered on, children laughed in yards, dogs barked at unseen shadows, and birds settled into trees. The aliens recorded it all, fascinated. To them, Earth seemed harmless, yet every instinct, every interaction, hinted at something far more dangerous than it appeared. And then the archives revealed the final, disturbing truth. Even creatures humans considered insignificant, rats, spiders, ants, had capabilities that could rival engineered war machines. Each species was a living, breathing weapon, perfected over millions of years. Veyron's eyes narrowed. "Prepare the reconnaissance teams," he ordered. "We underestimated this planet. It is no longer a curiosity. It is a potential threat. And we will learn why." As the scout ship disappeared into the night sky, Earth remained oblivious. Below, a rat darted across the alley, a wasp hovered in the lamplight, and a crow dropped a small nut onto the pavement, cracking it open with methodical precision. Simple, ordinary, and deadly. For the first time, the aliens realized that the galaxy's most advanced technology might not outmatch the creatures of a single, quiet planet. The mission had begun. The alien scout ship touched down in the shadowed expanse of an Earth jungle. Its landing was silent, masked by the rustle of leaves and distant calls of nocturnal creatures. Commander Veyron led a small team of reconnaissance units, their exoskeletons glinting under the pale moonlight, moving cautiously through the undergrowth. Every step was measured, every sound recorded. Jolene's sensors twitched nervously. "The readings are unstable. Life here is chaotic." "Exactly," Veyron replied. "Chaos breeds adaptation, and adaptation breeds weapons." Their first encounter was deceptively simple. A jaguar slinking along a narrow ridge, muscles coiled and eyes glowing in the dim light. The aliens observed as it stalked a capybara, moving with the precision of a seasoned hunter. It struck in a blur, the prey barely registering the attack. Jolene's neural feed tried to analyze the moment but faltered. Its reaction times, too fast, unpredictable, lethal. Veyron's mandibles clicked with satisfaction. Imagine combining this instinct with controlled strategy. This planet has perfected hunting over millions of years, without a single thought of war. And yet, every creature here is already a master of combat. They moved deeper, encountering a swarm of fire ants crossing a shallow creek. Each ant carried fragments of foliage and soil in perfect coordination, communicating via vibrations the aliens could barely detect. "A simple insect colony," Jolene said. "Yet they operate like a military unit, decentralized, yet unified." "Yes," Veyron replied, "and we underestimate them at our peril." As dawn approached, they reached the edge of a human village. Dogs barked from behind fences, small children's laughter carrying across the morning mist. A wolf, long extinct in many regions of the galaxy, moved silently along the tree-line, watching the humans with caution. But when a drone hovered too close, it reacted instinctively, circling and harrying the machine, forcing it to retreat. Jolene's exoskeleton twitched in alarm. They understand threats." Veyron nodded. "Not just threats. Opportunities. Tactics. They learn, adapt, anticipate. Even animals humans consider pets or pests are capable of complex strategies that can overwhelm our technology. And we're only observing. Imagine if they were mobilized intentionally." In a nearby river, a school of dolphins jumped and dived with calculated precision, evading sonar pulses sent by alien sensors. The scouts were stunned. These creatures, unarmed by any human standards, could neutralize the aliens' advanced tracking methods without effort. "And yet," Veyron murmured, "they do it instinctively. No training required. No manuals. Nature has already done the work for them." The team continued into the dense jungle, where they discovered a colony of crows performing coordinated raids, stealing food, solving intricate puzzles, even communicating with other animals. One crow dropped a stick into a water-filled tube, raising the water level to access a treat. Jolene stared, his eyes wide. They manipulate their environment like engineers. Not engineers, Veyron corrected. Strategists. Every species here is a strategist. Every instinct is honed for survival, and survival is conflict. Every creature is a weapon waiting to be understood. Night fell again, and the alien scouts observed a spider web glistening with dew, each thread perfectly placed to ensnare prey. Nearby, a scorpion ambushed an unsuspecting insect, striking with precision that would make any military operative proud. Even the smallest predators, rats, snakes, and insects, demonstrated adaptability that no galactic drone could predict. Jolene shivered, his exoskeleton humming softly. "Commander, we underestimated Earth. These creatures, they could outmaneuver our technology. Even without weapons, they are lethal." Veyron turned his gaze toward the dark canopy, where the silhouettes of birds shifted with uncanny coordination. "This planet's arsenal is not made of steel or energy. It's alive. And the moment we fully understand it, the galaxy itself will have reason to take notice." Suddenly, a rustling sound echoed behind them. A pack of wolves emerged from the trees, moving silently, circling the aliens with an intelligence that chilled the crew. The creatures didn't attack, yet their presence alone was commanding, a demonstration of dominance, coordination, and awareness. Jolene whispered, "They are assessing us." Veyron's mandibles clicked softly in acknowledgement. "Yes, and we are learning the wrong lesson if we think we are in control." The team retreated as the pack melted back into the shadows. Back aboard the scout ship, Veyron recorded his observations. The planet was no longer a curiosity. It was a threat, and a treasure trove of tactical knowledge. Every animal, from the tiniest ant to the largest predator, represented a living weapon. "And we," he concluded, "are only at the beginning of understanding their power." Below, Earth remained unaware. Birds flitted across rooftops, wolves disappeared into the wilderness, and the jungle stirred with creatures who, to humans, were ordinary. But to the alien scouts, every movement was a calculation, every instinct a revelation. The first contact had been made, and the aliens realized the terrifying truth. Earth's deadliest creatures were not just predators. They were living machines of strategy, stealth, and lethality. The mission had entered a new phase. Observation alone was no longer enough. Commander Veyron stared at the holographic projection of Earth, the display flickering with thousands of tiny data points. Each point represented a species the aliens had observed. Predators, scavengers, insects, birds, and even seemingly harmless rodents, all catalogued with meticulous precision. The more he studied, the clearer it became. Earth was unlike any other planet they had encountered. Jolene's compound eyes flicked over the data. "Commander, it's overwhelming. The scale. Every creature seems optimized for war." "Yes," Veyron said, his voice low, almost reverent. "Not war, Jolene. Survival. Yet in survival, there is strategy, coordination, and power. Every instinct, honed over millions of years, is a weapon, and the most dangerous weapons are often the ones underestimated." The scouts deployed drones into cities, forests, deserts, and oceans. They observed humans interacting with animals in ways that defied expectation. A pack of dogs protected a human child from a stray attack, maneuvering instinctively to shield without hesitation. Crows solved intricate puzzles, demonstrating forward planning. Octopuses escaped enclosures, exploiting weaknesses in their tanks with ingenuity that the aliens struggled to model. "It's adaptive intelligence," Jolene whispered. "Even without our technology, These creatures anticipate, respond, and improvise. Veyron rotated the hologram, highlighting a dense forest. Notice the coordination among insects. Ants create supply chains, defend their colonies with precision, and attack with unified force. They operate as a collective mind, efficient, ruthless, and almost impossible to defeat by conventional means. Outside the lab, a swarm of locusts passed through a wheat field, flattening it in hours. A single alien drone had attempted to intervene, but was quickly overwhelmed by the sheer scale and unpredictability of the swarm. Veyron's mandibles clicked sharply. Even the smallest, simplest creatures can neutralize our machines. And humans, they unknowingly cultivate these forces, domesticate them, and enhance their natural abilities. Jolene's voice trembled. We assumed weapons required engineering, power sources, intelligence. Yet here, evolution has produced weapons far more efficient, more resilient than anything in the galactic armory. Yes, Veyron agreed. Nature has done what our science has only attempted. Speed, coordination, instinct, adaptability, all embedded in a single organism, and when combined across species, the result is a living arsenal unlike any we've encountered. The team observed a lion pride hunting in the savannah. Their methodical approach, flanking prey, anticipating its escape routes, was perfect. The aliens' own tactical simulations could not match it. Then, a human wildlife researcher approached. The lions didn't flee. Instead, they paused, as if assessing the stranger, then continued their hunt. Even apex predators, it seemed, could recognize potential allies or threats and adjust strategy on the fly. Veyron's eyes narrowed. Every species is a tactical unit. Every instinct is a protocol. And the humans, though primitive by galactic standards, act as coordinators, enhancing these natural weapons without fully realizing it. Jolene's exoskeleton hummed in disbelief. Commander, if we catalog all species, all behaviors, we could replicate these strategies on a galactic scale. Weaponize, adapt, dominate. Veyron's gaze swept across the Earth data. Not replicate. Learn. Observe. Understand. And if necessary, contain. This planet, Jolene, is not just alive. It is armed. Every creature a soldier, every instinct a strategy, every environment a battlefield. And yet, humans are unaware. This is the secret weapon of Earth. The scouts sent drones into oceans, observing dolphin pods coordinating attacks against schools of predatory fish. In coral reefs, octopuses employed camouflage and problem-solving skills to ambush prey. Birds communicated complex information across miles, warning of danger and orchestrating food collection. Even seemingly insignificant creatures, rats, spiders, and ants, exhibited intelligence that defied prediction. This planet could destroy fleets without firing a single energy shot, Veyron said, almost to himself. And yet, it has done nothing. It sleeps, unaware of the power it wields. Jolene shivered. Should we warn the High Command? Classify Earth as a threat? Veyron's mandibles clicked. Not yet. Observation first. Cataloging first. If we overreact, we risk destroying what we came to understand. But we must prepare for the possibility that this world, when fully mobilized, could surpass anything we've ever faced. As night fell over the Earth's jungles and cities, animals stirred. Wolves howled, crows gathered in the trees, insects coordinated raids in the darkness, and humans slept, oblivious to the alien eyes watching them. Veyron turned to Jolene. Remember this moment. You are witnessing the living armory of a planet. Its creatures are weapons without artillery, soldiers without training, strategists without manuals. And the galaxy has never seen anything like this. The aliens retreated to their ship, the weight of their discovery settling over the crew. Earth had revealed its secret. Its deadliest weapons were not machines, not technology, not armies, but life itself. And the realization sent a chill through even the most seasoned alien soldiers. They were no longer merely observers. They were witnesses to a power they had never imagined, and it was alive. The alien scout ship hovered silently over a remote forest clearing. Below, animals moved unaware of the observation above, wolves patrolling their territories, crows organizing in the trees, and insects scuttling in endless coordinated patterns. To humans, it was ordinary life. To the aliens, it was a living battlefield. Commander Veyron activated the experimental drones. They were small, almost invisible, designed to interact with creatures without harming them, tools to test instincts, intelligence, and adaptability. Jolene monitored the drones nervously. "Are we ready for this? We could provoke responses we cannot control." Veyron's mandibles clicked decisively. "That is the point. We observe. We learn. If these creatures adapt to our devices, it will reveal their true potential." The first experiment involved a pack of wolves. Drones simulated a hunting ambush, closing in from multiple directions. The wolves did not panic. Instead, they split into coordinated flanking groups, circling the drones, using terrain to their advantage. A single drone attempted a frontal attack, only to be forced back by the wolves' instinctive maneuvers. Jolene's compound eyes widened. They anticipated the pattern. Every movement, perfectly countered. Veyron nodded. Strategy. Instinct. Experience distilled into instinctive brilliance. This is why evolution is the greatest teacher. Next, the drones tested a hive of fire ants. They dropped small obstacles in the ants' path, attempting to disrupt their coordinated foraging. The ants quickly adapted, building new bridges and tunnels, bypassing the obstructions, maintaining their supply line without delay. One drone malfunctioned, overwhelmed by sheer numbers and precision. "Even the smallest creatures are formidable," Jolene whispered, disbelief evident in his tone. Veyron gestured toward the ocean. "Observe the octopuses." Drones approached the reef, dropping objects the octopuses had never seen before. Within moments, the creatures explored, manipulated, and repurposed the objects, using them to defend territory and capture prey. Their problem-solving exceeded simulations. No alien intelligence program could predict the outcomes. Jolene's voice trembled. "Commander, if we tried this on a galactic battlefield, these creatures, they would adapt faster than any weapon we deploy. Faster than our soldiers. Faster than any machine." "Yes," Veyron replied, his gaze darkening. "This is what I warned you about. Earth's arsenal is living, adaptive, relentless. Even without weapons, without technology, it is unstoppable." The aliens then tested birds in the forest. Crows and ravens were presented with obstacles designed to simulate traps. Within minutes, they solved complex puzzles, communicated solutions to others, and even anticipated the next steps the drones would take. One drone was even forced to retreat after repeated failures to trap the birds. "This planet, it is a weapon factory," Jolene said, awe and fear intermingling in his tone. Veyron observed quietly. "Not just a factory. A library of tactics, strategies, and instincts. Every species teaches us a new lesson, and the humans, though primitive, they unknowingly guide, enhance, and cultivate these creatures." Without realizing it, they manage the deadliest weapons in the galaxy. Suddenly, a wolf pack and a group of crows converged in the clearing. The combined forces executed an instinctive coordinated strategy. The wolves herded prey, the birds attacked from above, the ants and insects swarmed in perfect synchronization. The drones could barely track them, overwhelmed by the complexity of the interactions. Jolene shuddered. "Commander, they are cooperating across species. Even without orders, they act as a unit." Veyron's mandibles clicked sharply. "Exactly. And that is why we must be careful. The moment we attempt to manipulate these forces directly, we risk awakening a power we cannot contain. Yet we must understand it. Foreknowledge is the only way to control, or survive, it." As night fell, the alien scouts retreated to the ship, logging every observation. Wolves howled into the darkness, birds gathered in silent councils in the trees, and insects moved in endless patterns across the forest floor. Every movement, every instinct, had been noted and analyzed. Veyron spoke softly to Jolene. "Do you understand now? This is no ordinary planet. Its creatures are not just predators, survivors, or pests. They are weapons perfected by evolution, coordinated by instinct, and enhanced by humans. And the galaxy has never faced anything like it." Jolene nodded slowly, his exoskeleton vibrating in nervous awe. "We cannot underestimate them. Not even the smallest ant, the weakest bird, or the slowest wolf." Veyron turned back to the viewport, gazing at Earth's forests stretching into the horizon. "We are observers now, but soon we will have to decide. Catalogue, study, or confront. And when that time comes, we must remember one thing. Every life form on this planet is armed. Every instinct, a strategy, and the deadliest weapons in the galaxy are alive." The alien council chamber hovered in orbit above a distant star system, its walls lined with crystalline displays showing Earth in every detail. Commander Veyron and Jolene stood at the center, surrounded by the galaxy's highest-ranking strategists. Every species, every behavior, every instinct the scouts had recorded was presented in holographic brilliance. "This planet," Veyron began, his voice resonating through the chamber, "is not what we assumed. Its inhabitants, humans and their creatures, have created a living arsenal. Every organism is a weapon, every instinct a protocol, every interaction a battlefield." A senior strategist, Triac of the Anrex sector, leaned forward. "You suggest Earth is armed? With what?" "Primitive animals." Veyron's mandibles clicked sharply. "Not primitive. Optimized. Adaptable. Coordinated. From ants and bees to wolves, crows, and octopuses, every creature possesses capabilities far exceeding our simulations. Even the smallest species could overwhelm conventional fleets." Jolene added, his tone uneasy. "We observed coordination across species, intelligent adaptation, problem-solving, and instinctual strategies that rival our most advanced war machines. Humans, though unaware, amplify these abilities through their interactions and domestication of animals." The council fell silent. No one had anticipated a planet without energy weapons, without fleets, could pose such a threat. Veyron's gaze swept the room. "This is a living armory, and it is underestimated. We cannot attack, manipulate, or contain it without risking consequences none of US can predict. The galaxy has never seen weapons like these, and we are witnessing them firsthand." One strategist, a creature of pure energy named Lorith, shimmered nervously. "Are you suggesting we classify Earth as a threat?" Veyron paused. "Perhaps. But more importantly, we must monitor, study, Understand. This planet is not only armed, it is unknowable, unpredictable. Every species, every instinct, every interaction is a variable we cannot fully calculate. Yet the potential is immense. The council debated, voices rising, some insisting on immediate containment, others on observation. Veron finally silenced them. Containment would provoke. Intervention would awaken. Observation allows us to understand, and perhaps harness, not through destruction, but through respect for the natural weaponry of this planet. For the first time, the galaxy must recognize that the deadliest weapons are alive, and that they can exist without even knowing they are weapons. Jalin presented his data: wolves coordinating to counter drones, birds solving complex puzzles, octopuses manipulating technology instinctively, insect colonies executing logistical perfection. Even small species, he said, could destroy fleets if properly motivated or mismanaged. And humans, they are the unintentional generals of these living forces. The council stared, grappling with the reality. Earth was an anomaly, a planet where evolution had perfected strategy, adaptability, and lethality in every living creature. No manufactured weapon could match the scale, precision, and unpredictability of its ecosystems. Finally, the High Commander spoke. Then we leave Earth as it is. We observe, catalogue, and prepare. But we do not interfere. We do not provoke. We cannot. We will treat this world as the galaxy's most dangerous living archive. Veron nodded. Agreed. But one final measure. Leave behind a silent observer, a device that records, watches, and alerts. Should the planet awaken its full potential, we must know. Earth's weapons are dormant, for now. Back on the planet, the alien device activated quietly, hidden among trees and mountains, invisible to human eyes. It monitored, silently collecting data on every species, every interaction, every instinct. Wolves ran, crows strategized, ants built, and humans lived unaware of the observation above. Veron's voice resonated in the ship's log. Earth is the universe's secret weapon. Its creatures are not tools of war. They are evolution's finest soldiers, operating instinctively, adapting endlessly. The galaxy has never faced this before, and perhaps it never will. For now, we leave them in peace. But we remember, and we wait. As the alien fleet departed silently, the planet remained tranquil. A wolf howled into the night, crows gathered atop city rooftops, ants marched in perfect lines, and the ocean waves rippled with the movements of dolphins hunting as they always had. Simple, ordinary, and utterly deadly. Earth slept. But the galaxy had awakened to its hidden truth. The most formidable weapons were alive, breathing, thinking, and evolving. And the universe had never underestimated a planet like this before.